Do you know which words your cat actually understands when you talk to them? Most people assume their cat only responds to the sound of a treat bag or a can opening, but a groundbreaking study from Japan's Sophia University proved that cats learn and respond to specific words you use on a daily basis. And one of those words, the one almost every owner says wrong, might be slowly breaking your cat's trust without you knowing. Let's start with the word they learn before anything else. 1. They know their own name. Have you ever called your cat's name and watched them look at you, blink once, and then walk the other direction? You probably thought they didn't understand, but they did. They absolutely did. In 2019, researcher Atsuko Sato and her team at Sophia University in Japan published a study that changed everything we thought we knew about cats and language. They tested dozens of cats and found something remarkable. Cats can distinguish their own name from random words and even from words that sound almost identical. So why don't they always come running? Because cats aren't wired to respond the way dogs are. Dogs were bred for obedience. Cats were never born to obey. When your cat hears their name, they make a choice. They weigh whether responding is worth it based on what usually happens next. If calling their name usually leads to something good, like food, play, or affection, they're more likely to come. If it usually leads to a bath or a vet visit, don't hold your breath. And that's what makes this so fascinating. Your cat knows exactly what you're saying. They just decide whether you're worth responding to. And if your cat knows their own name, what else have they been quietly picking up? The last word on this list might change the way you see your cat forever. 2. They know what no means. Ever noticed how your cat freezes the second you say no? Maybe they were on the counter scratching the couch or about to knock something off the table. You said it once and they stopped. So, they clearly understood, right? Well, yes and no. Your cat absolutely learns what no means over time. But here's what most owners get wrong. Cats don't respond to the word the way you think they do. They respond to the tone, the volume, and the emotional charge behind it. That sharp, sudden sound creates a negative association. Your cat learns that when that sound happens, something unpleasant follows. So, they stop, not because they respect the rule, but because they want to avoid the discomfort. And this is where it gets tricky. If you use no too often, too loudly, or at the wrong moments, your cat doesn't learn discipline. They learn fear. They start associating you with stress. And over time, that changes everything. They hide more. They flinch when you move too fast. They stop coming to you when you call, not because they forgot the bond, but because you accidentally rewired what your presence means to them. The owners who get the best results are the ones who use no sparingly and calmly. A short, firm tone, no yelling, no repeating it 5 times, one calm no followed by redirecting them to something they can do. That's how you teach without breaking trust. And hey, if this is making you rethink every conversation you've ever had with your cat, hit like and subscribe so we can share this with more cat owners who deserve to know what their cat actually hears. 3. They know what treat means. What's the one word that makes your cat appear out of thin air no matter where they are in the house? You already know the answer. Treat. You could whisper it from 3 rooms away, and somehow your cat is already sitting at your feet, staring at you like they've been waiting all day. And this isn't just cute, it's science. Cats learned through something called classical conditioning. It's the same process a scientist named Pavlov discovered over 100 years ago when he noticed that dogs started drooling just from hearing a bell because they had learned that the bell meant food was coming. When a specific sound is followed by the same outcome every single time, the brain builds a direct connection between the two. Sound equals food. No thinking required. It becomes automatic. And here's the funny part. Most owners don't even realize they trained their cat to do this. You never sat down and ran vocabulary lessons. You just said treat before giving them one over and over, and your cat did the rest. They connected the sound to the outcome faster than you'd expect because food is the most powerful motivator in a cat's world, but it goes even further than the word itself. Some cats start responding to the sound of the bag crinkling, the cabinet opening, or even your footsteps walking toward the kitchen at a certain time of day. They've built an entire chain of associations around that one moment. The word is just the most obvious trigger in a system your cat built on their own. 4. They know your other cat's name. If you have more than one cat, have you ever said one of their names and noticed the other one react? Maybe they looked toward the cat you were calling. Maybe they glanced at the door their housemate usually walks through. You probably brushed it off as coincidence. It wasn't. In 2022, a research team led by Saho Takagi at Kyoto University in Japan published a study that stunned the animal behavior world. They found that cats who live with other cats learn and recognize the names of their housemates. Not just the sound, the identity behind it. Here's how they proved it. They played a cat's name out loud while showing either the correct cat or a completely different cat on a screen. When the wrong cat appeared, the cats in the study stared longer. That longer stare is a well-known indicator in animal research. It means something doesn't match what they expected. They heard the name, they expected a specific face, and when it didn't line up, they noticed. Think about what that means for a second. Your cat has been quietly building a mental map of your household. They know who's who. They know which name belongs to which face. Nobody taught them this. They figured it out just by living alongside you and paying attention to patterns you didn't even know you were creating. So the next time you call one cat and the other one looks up, know that it's not random. They understood exactly who you were talking to and they chose to be nosy about it. 5. They know what come here means. Have you ever looked at your cat from across the room, said, "Come here," and watched them actually walk toward you? Most people laugh it off like it was a lucky moment. But what if your cat has understood those words for longer than you realize? This is the one we hinted at earlier, and it might change the way you see your cat forever. Cats aren't born knowing what come here means, but over time, through hundreds of small moments, they build a connection between those words and what always follows. You say it and then you give them affection. You say it and then they get picked up. You say it and then they end up somewhere warm and safe. Your cat didn't learn this from a textbook. They learned it from you. From every single time those words led to something good. And that's what makes this one different from every other word on this list. Treat is about food. No is about avoidance. But come here is about your relationship. When your cat hears those words and chooses to walk toward you, they're not obeying a command. They're telling you that every experience they've had with you after hearing those words made them feel safe enough to come back for more.